Welcome to the WHHI Daily News. I'm Robyn Zimmerman. Let's begin with today's news headlines. 11 West Point cadets spent spring break this past week in Beaufort learning about Civil War heroes of the Lowcountry like Harriet Tubman, Robert Smalls, and the 1st South Volunteer Regiment of Black soldiers who helped the Union Army seal victory over the Confederacy. Now, besides Beaufort, the cadets visited Fort Sumter, the Old Slave Mart Museum, and other sites in Charleston, and the Penn Center on St. Helena Island. Well, you would think that having your house or business in Beaufort's historic district would be a big honor, but with that designation comes higher cost to repair that property to the standards the historic district requires. Now, that balance is creating some controversy in Beaufort as the city tries to designate 54 new properties as contributing structures to the historic district, while not burdening the owners of those buildings with huge repair costs. Now, Mayor Stephen Murray, who lives in a home in the historic district, is suggesting the six-figure legal bills that are being run up by the Historic Review Board be better spent on grants to the owners of those contributing structures to fix up their properties within the historic guidelines. Well, we hear a lot about the exploding growth in Bluffton and on Hilton Head Island, but the town of Port Royal is growing just as quickly. And town leaders are now faced with a request to annex a 12-acre area where the Beaufort Mobile Home Park is located that could be developed into even more apartments. Now, Port Royal already has 1,600 housing units in some stage of development, and most of them apartments or townhouses. That translates into about 3,200 more residents on top of over 3,500 more residents between 2010 and 2020. Now, town leaders are encouraging more commercial development, but are less excited about another apartment complex. Well, an online tutoring company called Learner has put together a list they call the Quality of Education Index that compares national test scores, teacher-student ratios, graduation rates, and funding for public education, and gives South Carolina a grade of C. But ranking it is the 7th worst state in the country. Now, the state did well in graduation rates, but its worst score came in state funding. Arizona and Florida were at the bottom, and New Hampshire, New York, and New Jersey were at the top of the list. And finally, there aren't very many Democrats in the state legislature right now, and by the end of this session, well, there'll be one fewer. Charleston State Senator Marlin Kimpson is leaving later this spring to join the Biden administration as one of 14 appointees to an advisory committee for international trade policy, made up primarily of CEOs, business and union leaders. Kimpson's district covers the Boeing plant and the Port of Charleston, giving him a unique perspective on trade issues. For more information on these stories and many more, please check out the media sources listed on your screen. And remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And check out our website at WHHITV.com. And if you have a news tip or a great story idea or cool weather photo, well, you can just email it to us at news@WHHITV.com. And now let's check out this rainy weather and kind of cool weather that we've had. Maria, will it continue?
Thanks, Robyn. Yep, so taking a look ahead, it does look like we'll see plenty of sunshine this week, but we also are going to see much cooler temperatures until the end of the week. Taking a look at Tuesday, it's going to be sunny, but again, much cooler, with Hilton having a high 57, a low 43. Bluffton's going to have a high 58, a low 40, and Beaufort's going to have a high 58 and a low 42. The sunrise for Tuesday is going to be at 7:35 and sunset's going to be at 7:30. Taking a look at the beach tides, low tide's going to be at 9:22 a.m. and high tide's going to be at 2:08 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week, Wednesday it's going to be sunny with the highs in the low 60s and lows in the 30s. Come Thursday it's going to be sunny again, but we're going to see the highs go into the mid 60s and lows are going to be in the 40s. And then come Friday it's going to be partly cloudy all day, and then we will see a late night shower roll through with the highs going back into the 70s and lows in the 50s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Marcus Walsh and Joe Keith were at Hilton Head's St. Patrick's Day Parade. After the break, we'll find out about all the festivities. Don't go away.